time to understand firstly how we'll be conducting this webinar. How can you benefit the most from this session? How can you get answers to your queries and questions? We'll try to answer all that or provide you inputs so that you can benefit in a better way from this webinar. So, firstly, how we'll be conducting this webinar. So this is a interactive session. Sorry, just a second. Yeah, it is a interactive session. So I will appreciate if you ask your question, or if there is anything which is not clear to you, you should ask your question, and I will try my best to keep the discussions or keep the engagement interactive. However, it is also up to you how many questions or how many queries you are asking, because at the end of the day, you are spending your time and your valuable time here. So I think it is in everyone's benefit that you get the maximum benefit of that time, that effort that you're putting in here by getting answers to all your queries and all your questions, no matter how small they are. Now, many times when we are in a public gathering, or this virtual meeting is also an example of public gathering. So many times when we are in a public gathering, a lot of times we have this fear in our head that what will others think. It may be a very relevant question, or it may be a very important question for us, but we are not feeling confident enough that it is relevant, or what will others think. And many times we shy away from asking our questions or getting clarifications for our doubts. Now, this is where I would encourage you that you should ask your question. There is an option called, so if you click on Q&A, so down below somewhere you'll find there is a button saying Q&A. Click on that, and then there's an anonymous option. So you can use that option to get answers to your questions. All right. So even if you feel not very confident about asking that question, use the anonymous option and get answers to your question. All right. So this was about how we'll be conducting this session. So we will get started with the webinar now in one more minute. And this is where I am going to start sharing my screen. And then I will take you through the various aspects. Now, I am not sure how many of you have heard of Indian Business Portal or have created the online store to list your product or services on Indian Business Portal. So if you have already done that, I would appreciate if you can raise your hand so that I can know that you have already done that part. So down below, you can see there's a hand raise option. So just click on that, and I can see a few of the participants have already created their online stores. So, right. Wonderful. Thank you, everyone, for doing that. So I can see the number is growing quite rapidly. So, so I know we have few participants who have already gone through that process. Now, this is where I'm referring to these participants who have already gone through that process. A little bit of small portion of this webinar, you may find it repetitive, because this is where I'll also explain to the audience that how they can join Indian Business Portal and how they can go through that process. Very briefly, I'll do that. But we will focus more of our discussion today on how you can benefit the most, how you can get the maximum benefit from this opportunity that you have called Indian Business Portal or FIO Global Inker or your online store. There are different opportunities, or there are different islands of opportunities that are available to you. Now, how can you maximize them? How can you use them, or how you can leverage them in the best possible manner? That is something that we'll try to delve upon, or try to understand them in a better way, so that you can get the maximum benefit of these opportunities. All right, so without spending any more time, let's quickly get started. I am going to start sharing my screen. I can already see a few of the members have started asking the questions, so very nice. So you should also continue, and in the chat I can see a few of the members are introducing themselves and sharing information about their businesses. I also encourage that everyone should do that. This is a networking opportunity which is available to you. Why not utilize it? God knows, you may be able to find a buyer or supplier in this meeting as well. And it has happened. It is not like I'm making this up. It has happened in a few of our previous session that two business owners were part of the event, and they were able to connect with each other, and they were able to even discuss business opportunities amongst each other. So that is also an opportunity. If you want, you can also do that alongside. So in the chat, you can start sharing information about your business and start networking with other wonderful business owners who are part of this webinar. All right. So once again, a warm welcome to all the participants. And this is where I'm referring to the participants who have joined late. So warm welcome to all of you. Now, this is where I am going to start sharing my screen, and we will now proceed ahead with today's discussion. So in next few moments, you'll start seeing my screen, and then we will proceed ahead. So just give me a few seconds to start sharing my screen. A bunch of screens open, so I'll need a few seconds to organize them, and then we will quickly get started. Let me also minimize this so that it is, yeah. So what you are seeing on your screen is Indian Business Portal, and I will explain to you the various opportunities or various islands of opportunities which are there for you as an exporter, as an Indian business portal to, as an Indian business owner to utilize and maximize on. So what are those islands of opportunities and how can you maximize upon them? We will now proceed ahead and we'll try to understand. Now, this is Indian Business Portal, and how can you join them? This is something that I'll be discussing or sharing with you a little later. But this is again for the benefit of the audience or the people who haven't heard of Indian Business Portal and who are seeing Indian Business Portal for the very first time, and the audience who have already heard and they have already gone through the process. There's a little repetitive for you, but bear me for the benefit of everyone. I'm just going to take a minute to help them understand about this initiative called Indian Business Portal. So Indian Business Portal is a platform created jointly by FIO, which is the Federation of All India Export Organization, and Global Inker. A little bit about FIO and Global Inker. So FIO is a apex export promotion body by the government of India, Ministry of Commerce. It is a apex export promotion body. So what it does is it promotes export across the country. So it is not for a particular region. It does not belong to a particular trade. So there are trade specific export promotion bodies, but this is for the country. So that is FIO. So it is one of the largest export promotion body of the country. And then we have Global Inker, which is a business networking and digitization enablement platform. So it helps business owners in finding other business owners or finding buyers and suppliers from 150 plus countries. And at the same time, it helps them in digitizing their business and growing it digitally. So in simple terms, what Global Inker is offering is you as a business owner, when you join the Global Inker ecosystem, you will be able to find new buyers and suppliers from various countries, and you will be able to digitize your business. When it comes to digitizing, there are different levels of digitization, and you can achieve them. This is something that obviously we'll be discussing in a greater detail later. But you can also digitize your business. Now, why there is so much emphasis on digitization? Because we all understand, and that is something which has been explained or brought forward during the pandemic very well, that every business has to digitize themselves, and digital is the way forward. There's no discussion or there's no doubt about that. Now, when it comes to micro and small businesses, that is where they feel significantly disadvantaged just because of their size, or a lot of time they don't have the required resource or required solution providers, agencies, etc., around them that can help them in digitizing their business. So for them, the survival looks difficult because they can't digitize themselves easily, and as digital is way forward, so it is a very difficult situation for them. Now, with Global Inker's ecosystem, they can easily digitize their business. They can easily create their own digital presence, and they can also scale it up. So various level of digitization are there. So they can start with a very basic, that is just creating a digital profile, to having an online store, or even going to an extent where they are digitizing and managing the entire distribution network also digitally. So there are different levels, and you can use the solution at a different level. So that is a brief introduction. But what is the objective? What is the intent? Why Global Inker is created? So Indian Business Portal is created. So Indian Business Portal is created to create a platform, to create a place, an avenue where Indian exporters can showcase their products. And with Indian Business Portal, again, the objective is twofold. One is to digitize exporters from India. Now, if you look around, and because you are in the export business, you will be able to connect with this fact in a better way. If you look around, you will notice and agree that majority of exporters from India, they are not digitized. Many of them don't even have a email, the very basic digital element that we have. Many of them even don't have that. So this is where one of the objectives that we are trying to achieve through Indian Business Portal is to digitize exporters from India. Now, why are we trying to do that? So that they can be digitally discoverable. At the moment, where we are significantly disadvantaged as compared to one of our neighbor, is that majority of our businesses, especially exporters, they are not digitized and they are not digitally discoverable. So that's where the business cannot be promoted digitally. So that is one problem or challenge that is getting solved through Indian Business Portal, so that more and more exporters are joining. They are also creating their own digital presence and becoming digitally discoverable. At the same time, we all understand that digital is a medium, right? So it is a tool that you're using to achieve an objective. It is not an end result, right? So you're not just creating the website because it will give like you want to create it just under the peer pressure, or because everyone has a website, that's why you should also have a website. But this is where you are creating because you have a very specific purpose, you have a very precise purpose, and the purpose is to grow your business. Now, how you are growing it, whether you're generating orders or when you're generating leads and inquiries through it, that is a totally different thing. But you want to grow your business, and that's why you are using this tool, right? So it is a tool that gives you a result, but the result is what? Growing your business, getting more leads in order. Now, that is where we also understand that many businesses, despite the fact that they put in their honest effort in digitizing their business, and they do whatever is possible in their capacity to digitize their business, still they are not able to achieve some favorable results out of it. That is where Indian Business Portal comes into play. So if we can combine and put Indian exporters together, and then at the same time give this opportunity to international buyers, they can come to this platform, they can see the products from Indian exporters, and they can connect with them. So that will become a win-win situation for international buyers as well as exporters. And these Indian exporters who are creating a digital presence, they will be able to then achieve that objective, that is growing their business, generating more leads and inquiries, right? So that is, in simple terms, the objective of Indian Business Portal, right? So you are digitizing yourself and you are creating, or you are becoming part of this wonderful platform where international buyers can come and they can connect with you and do business with you. Now, coming back or circling back to the topic of today's webinar, that how international buyers are connecting with Indian exporters through this ecosystem. And it has multiple parts to it. So I'll explain each part of them. And then I will give you instructions or steps which you can note down on a piece of paper, or otherwise you'll get the recording of this webinar also. So you can refer to that. But that is where I'll highlight the steps or action items which are required on your part so that you can optimize on this opportunity. We all understand where gaps are, then you can overcome those gaps and optimize this opportunity. All right. So we are on Indian Business Portal, and we all understand that this is where international buyers are coming. Now, as Indian exporter, like you cannot go and connect or start reaching out to international exporter, international buyers, unless they are willing to connect with you. Otherwise, obviously, it is a little difficult situation, right? So you imagine you are an international buyer and every now and then someone is calling from India. It will be very frustrating on their part. So they'll connect with you if they want to. If they don't want to connect with you, that's where we are keeping that privacy. We are honoring that privacy. So international buyers can come and they can connect with you. They can reach out to you. There are different mediums or there are different methods which are available using which they can reach out to you. And those we will be covering a little later. But coming back to, again, circling back to that very important point, that as an Indian exporter, you understand that this is an opportunity and you want to leverage on it. What should you do so that you can ensure, or you are at least satisfied that you have put in whatever was possible on your part to receive leads and inquiries, and then you are trying to leverage or you are trying to optimize your opportunity so that when someone comes looking for your product, you are there. All right. So how do you do that? So there are various components to Indian Business Portal, or this entire ecosystem that we have here, that can help you grow your export business. So what are those components of this ecosystem? So one is Indian Business Portal, which you are seeing on your screen. Now, Indian Business Portal also has few sub-components. So let me just quickly show them. So for example, I've just opened one of the product which is there on the homepage. So I just curiously opened it from somewhere here. So this is the product. I went to this seller's profile. Now this is where we can see their entire product collection is available. So this is seller's profile, which is one of the component. Your product is another component. So product is something that will come later. Let's first go to the seller's profile. This is the seller's profile. And this is where you can see certain information about the business, where they are located, when they start their business, and their whether they are a FIO member, their license and certificate, all that information, or about their business, all that information is available. In addition to that, then their entire product catalog is visible, and their online store is also linked here, right? So again, coming back, so profile is one area where you have to work on optimizing it, and then it has certain sub parts to it, like about us or their online store. Now, why should you optimize this part? Because understand, the challenge is two prone: discoverability, or it has two components to it, two parts to it: discoverability and credibility. Two words, they also rhyme with each other. So discoverability, in a very simple term, is someone discovering your business, right? So they're looking for, let's say, footwear manufacturer from India, and they are able to discover you. That is, this is a business situated from X city in India, and they are manufacturer of footwear. Let's say they are from Kanpur or they are from Agra, and they are manufacturers of footwear. That is discoverability. Now, the second part is credibility, trustworthiness, because discoverability, thanks to technology and thanks to Indian Business Portal, is not a big challenge. So any international buyer can come here and they can easily discover exporter of product categories or products from India. Now comes the second challenge, that is credibility. As an international buyer, how do you ensure that it is a credible business, a trustworthy business, and not a fraud, right? How do you ensure that? That is where the rest of the things come into play. And this is like a mantra that you can keep in mind. Two broad areas. You have to focus on discoverability, that you can be discovered. And when you are getting discovered, you are getting discovered as a impressive, trustworthy, credible, genuine business, right? So whatever adjectives you would want to use, but the person who is looking at your information should feel confident to deal with you. You should put in whatever information is needed. It can vary from business to business, but that information should give at least this much confidence to the person who's looking at this information, that they can form opinion in their head that it looks like a genuine business. It does not look like it. So that at least they can click on that button and give you that order, or they can at least give you an inquiry that, hey, we are interested to do business with you, right? So at least that much information should be there. Right now, that at least looks like a very small term, but that at least will require a lot of effort on your part and a lot of information that you have to add at various places. What are those places which you can do now? Like recreating the scenario, this is where I came to Indian Business Portal. I was just scrolling now. I came across this product, right? So looks like I am operating, let's say, a garment store in New York, and that's where I am looking for Indian fashion product exporters from India, and that's where I come across this product. It looks nice, so obviously I found someone who can provide a product that is of interest to me, right? As an Indian exporter, as an international buyer, I have found someone from India. Now I came here. Obviously, product looks nice, and the pricing looks okay, but is it a genuine business? Obviously, you're going to do a business with them, so you would want to understand more about that business. What is their background, for how long they have been in business, have they done any export or not, right? So those kind of lot of questions will be there in your mind. So that's where you will click on the profile part, and I think this is the profile. So you will go to their profile and you'll see what all information is there. So this is where your about sections comes into play. So this is the top section. Now here I am going to pinpoint the areas where you have to work. So if you are a FIO member, ensure that you're highlighting that you're a FIO member, so that this registered FIO member emblem comes in, start showing on your profile, gives more weightage. Then your license certificate. So here you can see licenses and certificates, they are embedded here, so that the person or the international buyer that is looking at this profile, they feel confident. Now, as an international buyer looking for a high fashion product exporter from India, I'm viewing this profile, and this is where I'm looking at their license certificate. I feel fairly confident that it looks like a genuine business. Then I'll obviously go to about us section. That's where I will read more about this business. I'll also understand where they have exported. They have already exported to UAE. So all that information keeps like these are like drops. So with each drops, you'll be able to increase that quotient of credibility in the mind of the international buyer, right? So these are few sections, and how you can update them, that is something I'll tell you a little later. So this is where then comes your product part, and this is where all your catalog, which should be presentable, then comes your online store. So they will obviously click on view store, and they'll go to your online store and see how the products are, how the placement is, and they can also see your contact information, and they can connect with you, right? So these are various areas or various action items which you should focus on to optimize this opportunity. Or again, I think, or I'm getting a feeling that you might be getting confused, right? So again, in very simple terms, what I'm trying to convey to you, that understand from an international buyer's perspective, when they are coming and they are coming across one of your product, right? They would certainly come to your profile. So you should have a very nice looking profile, a profile that gives a sense of credibility, genuineness, add your certificates, etc. Then the about information that you are adding, it should be as much complete as possible. Don't add false information there, but it should be as complete as possible. And then your card log, it should have nicely done images. It should not be the case, right? One is a square image, other is a rectangle image. It looks very unprofessional. And obviously, you know the outcome. If they feel that the organization is not professional, they'll not reach out to you, they'll not connect with you, right? So those kind of things you have to keep in mind. Now, this is where I was trying to show you an example earlier. So this is where, again, from the homepage itself, what I did was I opened this product, and similarly, I opened another product. Now, these are two different suppliers, and I'm absolutely not trying to pinpoint someone. But this is where, if we are comparing these two profiles, so this is one profile, this is another profile. Sorry, let's. So obviously, there are a few things which are missing here. They are added here. And you would be certainly more inclined to go for this. Or if we compare the online store, so this is one online store, there's the other online store that we are looking at. So you know that it looks more professional, and obviously any international buyer would consider or would give more weightage to a business that is looking genuine and that is looking more professional as compared to you. So that is where that also comes into play. So a lot of businesses, I personally feel, they just think that adding a product to the online store and then adding whatever required information is there to the online store is good enough, and you don't have to like focus on anything else. No, presentability is also crucial. If you have a not so presentable store, obviously you may have the best product, or you have the most affordably priced product, or most sharply priced product, but still they may not reach out to you. All right. So that is something I wanted to convey to you, that these are the areas where you should focus on improving. Now comes the important part, and this is where we'll go to the product page. Now, this is where most of the work has to be done. Why so? Because understand, like this kind of scenario where I was just opening and just casually scrolling down, I came across a product which was something I was looking at. That is very rare occurrences, right? It will not happen every other day. Someone will accidentally bump into the product that you are trying to offer to them, right? That those are like months in a very long period of time. Those kind of like once in a blue moon sort of scenario, right? So this is where you have to ensure that whenever someone is coming and they are looking for your product, so when it comes to looking, they must be doing something to ensure that your product, or they must be searching for your product. When they are searching for your product, you have to ensure that your products are appearing, right? So how will they search? They'll come here, then they'll start searching. So they can search by product, or they will search by HS code. Now HS code is fairly simple. You have to just ensure that the products that you're adding has HS code, has the relevant HS code, and when someone comes and search by HS code, it will start appearing. That is a fairly easy fix, and how you can add HS code is something that I'll show to you a little later. Now comes the other part, the product part. This is where you have to work on optimizing it. And when I say optimizing it, this is where you have to ensure the product title, the product description, everything is added in a way, and it has all the relevant keywords which may be used by international buyers to look for that product. So obviously it starts with a keyword research. There are a lot of tools available these days. You can use Google's keyword planner, or you can use even ChatGPT. Give it an instruction and it will list down all the relevant keywords that may be there related to your product. So you have to do that exercise. You have to work on the keyword research, and then you have to ensure that in the product title, in the product description, those relevant keywords, and also in the meta title and meta description, those relevant keywords are captured. If they are not, you're losing out here. You are also losing out on Google search ranking. So you should ensure, you should work on improving that. This is not a very nice example of a optimized description or optimized product title. This is where if someone is actually searching for this product, they may not come across. So what I'm trying to convey to you is that this is where you have to ensure that the product title and product descriptions are optimized, so that when someone is coming to search for your product, they are able to see that. Now, it may be a possibility that when they are searching, it may not be the first result. Now, that is where the optimization works. This is where you're doing the basics. You're ensuring that someone is searching, my product is appearing. Now, where it is appearing, it should be appearing. The first target or the first goal that you should try to achieve is that when someone is coming here and they are searching for your product, this is where your results are appearing. At least you have to ensure that. And then you can work on optimizing it. You can work on making it better so that you are on the top row, right? So you can compare your product information with the product information which is from the top results, and you'll be able to figure out why it is on the top and why yours it's not on the top, and then you can do the necessary tweaking into it so that you can bring it onto the top. If it is not there on the first page, you should firstly try to bring it to the first page and then slowly and gradually try to bring it on the top, right? That is how you will be able to optimize or maximize this opportunity so that you start getting leads and inquiries from international buyers onto your online store. All right. So that is one part. Now, how you can optimize all this. This is where I'm going to switch my screen and I'm going to take you to another account, and we'll straight away go to the online store. This is the, what do you call, the business networking part of it. So we'll try to touch upon that little later. So we'll straight away jumping into the seller panel of the online store. This is the seller panel from where you will be managing and controlling the online store. So this online store or this online store, they are all managed from these properties called seller panel. Each one of you will have your own seller panel from where you'll be going and managing and controlling your own online store. So it is not like a centralized place which is shared by everyone. Each one of you has your own seller panel, which you use to manage and control your online store or your digital catalog, whichever term you would want to use to refer to it. Now, on the online store, let's first jump into the product part. This part, which I was telling you, have to optimize this information. So for that, you go to the catalog, you go to the product section, and this is where you'll see the entire list of the product. I'll just open the first one, which you are seeing here. I think those are feminine shoes or high heel sandals. So we are on the product detail page. Now, what are the areas where you have to work to optimize them? The first one is obviously the product name. So you have to work on optimizing the product name, which is here, and then the product description, the long description. So you have to optimize them in with search engine, or again, not getting very technical. You have to ensure that whatever relevant keywords, and sometimes keyword is also little confusing. So understand, right? When people are looking for your product, they will be or they must be searching by something, right? So they should be going to Google and searching by something. So for example, they are looking for high heel shoes. So they may be searching for stilettos or something else, high heel sandals or any other different terms. So what you have to do is you have to understand what are those terms or words which are being used by people when they are looking for your product. What are those terms and words? That is what you have to understand. That is called the basic keyword research. And it is not a very difficult thing to do. You'll easily be able to do that, or you can seek help from ChatGPT kind of a tool that will do that for you. So that is where you have to ensure that what all relevant words are there, what all relevant keywords or words or sentences are there, those are included. The most important ones are included in the product title, and slide, and the remaining ones, or important and less important, all of them are included in the description and the long description. You can spread them in description and long description, and you can spread them. So that is what you have to ensure. One mistake that you should not do is sandwiching the keyword excessively, which means like using the same keywords multiple times. That will not give you any benefit with the ranking, neither on Google nor on the search, which is there on Indian Business Portal, right? So if you have used that word 10 times, it will not give you any advantage. What you have to ensure is at least one time it is there in the product title or description, or it is one each, but not more than that. So you should not like repeat it or put it multiple times with a thought that I'm using it 10 times, so I will get better search results or better ranking. Nothing like that will happen. In fact, on Google, you may get penalized for doing that. So please don't do that, but ensure that all the relevant words which may be used by your buyers or international buyers are part of product title or description. Now, I can imagine that you might be getting little confused here. So don't worry, I'm just quickly showing you. I can sense that because I was in your position, I may be equally confused. So I'm going to just quickly open this account. If you have a Gmail ID, you can easily create it, and it is free. And I'm just opening my one. So my internet is a little slow today, so please bear with me on that. So this is called Google's Keyword Planner, and this is part of tools. So this is where you can see in the left navigation, you have tools, and then you have Keyword Planner. Click on that, and it has two options: search volume, forecast. So for a particular keyword, what is the search volume and what is the forecast? Will it grow? Will it not grow? So those kind of informations are available, but that's not what we are trying to understand. We are trying to understand what are the relevant keywords. So for example, I was giving you an example of shoes. So let's use running shoes, which we use for jogging, etc. So running shoes, and this is where we can change the location. So by default, it will pick India. So we'll just remove that. And now, for example, we want to see what are the searches happening in United States and United Kingdom. So you can keep adding, or you can just remove everything and it will take worldwide. But it would be better if you are in export business and there are certain countries where your product is exported, then it is better to analyze for those countries rather than like doing it throughout the world. Click on save and then click on get results. Now, what will happen is all the related search terms which are related to running shoes, it will list them down, and it will also show what is the kind of volume. So running shoes is a fairly searched word. It has like 1 million searches happening, 100K to 1 million searches happening every month. So that is a very nice volume which is happening there. So you Hoka shoes looks like a very popular brand. So it is like 1 million to 10 million searches are happening and in US. And then you have all these. So this is where you can sort the search result, and it will give you the results like this. And this is where you have all the keywords. So why did I bring you here? Because I knew that you might be getting a little confused at what is he telling me. So this is where you just imagine that if you were a shoes manufacturer and running shoes was one of the product that you were trying to showcase on Indian Business Portal, that is where you are trying to receive inquiries or leads from international buyer who are interested in sourcing or getting running shoes manufactured from you. So in that case, you can come here, search for that, and it will give you result. Now this is where you'll have to do little analysis, identifying what are the relevant keywords. So this is where you have the volume. You can refine it further depending on what are the volumes and what are the relevance. But this will be like a very long list. This has like 2,800 keywords from 1 million searches to 0 searches or 50 searches happening. So do little analysis here, identify about 10 of them. You don't have to like identify 50, 60 of them. 10 should suffice. Identify 10 keywords or 10 terms which are relevant to you, and then ensure that you are adding them or including them in the product title and description. Now, that is where, again, many times people get confused. How do I do that? So this is where I'll also show you the trick. So this is where uh, identify those relevant keywords and then go to ChatGPT. You'll have to use a plugin. It is a browser plugin, not a ChatGPT plugin. It is called Keywords Everywhere. When you use that, it will start showing you this option called templates. And in case you want to understand this in greater detail, go to YouTube and search for Global Inker, and you'll find recording of my one of previous webinar where I have explained all this in a great detail. So you'll be able to understand that. Now, very quickly, so you'll have to go to SEO, and this is where e-commerce SEO, and then you have to go for product description generator, and this is where you have to add all those relevant keywords and add a little brief about your business, about the product itself, some 2-3 lines about that, and ensure all the relevant keywords are there, and then click on execute, and it will create the product description. So let me, and durable. I'm just writing few words here. Affordable and durable running shoes. Manufacturer and exporter of shoes with more than 10 years Now, this is something which I'm just writing it to show it to you. In your case, you should write the relevant information here and then click on execute. So use the terms which we had identified using the keyword planner and little brief about your business and 1 or 2 line about the product. And this is where you'll see it has created the description. It is still creating it. So it has created the description which you can use here, but it will get caught for AI created content. It may not have an impact on Indian Business Portal as of now, but it will certainly have an impact on search. So that is where there are a lot of tools available like Quellbot, which you can use to re-paraphrase this content. And then there are tools available like Undetectable AI. So that's where you can copy paste this and check whether it is getting caught as AI created content, because you have to ensure that it is not getting caught as AI created content. It will have a negative impact on the search ranking. So this is where you have the entire description created for you. This is where you have all the titles created for you, and these are the broad keywords which it has used. But because you may have already provided the relevant 10-12 keywords, so it will use them or create a more enhanced version of it. You also have your meta title and description. So this is one shot solution. You have all the information needed to optimize this. So you can optimize the product title, you can optimize the descriptions, and you can also optimize meta title and descriptions, which is used by search engines when they are indexing information about your business. So this is where you will be able to take care of this, right? Now comes this part. How do you take care of that? So for that, I'll split it into 2 parts. So the first part is go to store settings and then go to store details. And then this is where you'll see there's a page called about your export. Add all the relevant information here, starting from your IC code, what type of legal entity do you have, year of establishment, business operations. So it is a multi-select. So you can see I've already selected 2 fields here. And then whether your business is MSME, and then export turnover for previous 3 years. So you can select any value depending on your requirement. Now, many times on our help desk, people call us and ask that we are just a startup. We are just starting off our export business. In that case, which field should we select? So in that case, you should select less than $10,000. So less than can be $0 also, and select that field. And then countries, you have already exported to countries who you would like to export to. Number of employees, you should add, or you must add licenses, certificates here. It will give more trustworthiness to your business. And then advantages in innovation. Add something here. Don't leave it blank, because it is an optional field. A lot of time exporters leave it blank, but this is where understand that if international buyer is standing in front of you and they like your product, but they ask you a question, why should I do business with you? You'll say something, right? So you'll not like stand there and smile. You will say something. That's what you have to add here. Just add something here that helps them feel more confident while doing business with you. And then lastly, you have to specify what type of proposals you'll be interested in. And that is where you're taking care of this section, which is the about part. All right. So that will solve that problem. But I have to go a little further. And that is where you have to ensure that there is also a about page on your website. So if I can show you that on this website, I think it will be there. Yeah. So this is a more artistically designed page, but this is where you can also have little elements of images and text content, but it should have information about your business, because that page has information more specific to export. But what is your history? When did you started? What is your background and how you have overcome? If there is a social cause associated, how you're benefiting the society, or if there are certain compliances, or there are certain registrations or certifications required in your trade, are you compliant to those? So those kind of informations are also required. Again, the objective is to represent yourself as a genuine exporter, right? So you should also create this page. From where can you create that page? So again, coming back to the seller panel, this time in the left navigation, you have to click on My Store, which is here. You have to click on that, and then you have to click on Pages and go there and create pages. So minimum 1 is required, but you can create more, like your story, or if you have case studies about your clients, etc. Again, the more pages you have on your website, the better is your footprint, and obviously your advantages or chances becomes better. All right. So this is how you'll be able to look into these components, that is profile and the product page, that can help you get better visibility on Indian business portal, as well as on Global Inker, as well as on Google as well. So it will help you everywhere. It is not like I'm just sharing it, what will help you on Indian business portal. So that is one part. Now, in addition to this, what else should you do? So you should also update your profile that you have on Global Inker, and that is where, if on the seller panel of your online store, if you see there is a option called company profile, just click on that and it will open another tab. And on that tab, you will have an option to update your profile. Now, early on, if you recall, I shared with you about Global Inker, and it has two broad offerings for you. One is the community part, second is the commerce part or the digital commerce part. Now, digital commerce part is something that we have already discussed at a great length. This is where we are discussing about the community part or the business networking part, where you are going to connect and network with business owners from 150 countries, and you are trying to find buyers and suppliers, or someone is trying to find you as a supplier for the products that they are dealing in, right? So how do you optimize this opportunity? So go to your company profile, ensure that your company logo is added. This is not the place where you're adding the logo. The company logo comes here. This is where you are going to add your own image. Add a brief note about yourself. This is my role. This is my designation in the company. Add all that information and then come down below. This is where you have to add your company's logo, little information about your organization. The products from your online store will start appearing here, so you don't have to upload them. And then comes your company's tagline, your description, which all industry do you represent. If you have any business requirements, if there is a particular type of product that you're looking at, you can input that information. Your license and awards comes here. And this is where you have the information or various online channels like your website, your Twitter handle, etc. If you want to add your colleagues onto the platform, so for example, you have a 10-member team, you can import all of them onto the platform, and they can also connect and network with other business owners or leverage of various offerings that we have. And then this is how it will appear. You also have this signature, which you can add to your email. So this is where you can see how the signature is appearing, or if I can show you a live example of my own. For that, I think I'll have to switch my account, but let me just quickly do that. So I'm just showing you how this signature can be used. Just give me a second. My email is opening up. So very quickly, I'll just show you. I'll click on compose. Sorry, my internet is a little slow. Let it load up and then I'll bring you back. So it is still loading. No worries. So in the meantime, we'll have a discussion about the other aspects. So this is where you'll see the various aspects are there. Ensure that it is properly updated. And once you have updated your profile, you have updated your online store, then you can go to the business networking part of it. So you can either start searching for other businesses which are in the trade which is of interest to you. You can go there, you can start searching. For example, we are looking for footwear manufacturer. So you can click there, go into the search, and you can start searching, and you can somehow the search, or yeah, I have typed it wrong. Right, so you can see the various products which are there, various companies that are there, and you can refine them in location and then start reaching out to them. So, for example, if I'm looking for this particular business, so I can connect with them, or I can connect with Mr. Santosh Sharma, who's from Agra and operates a business called Smart Footwear. So, like that, I can easily connect with them and then explore the business opportunities with them. Right. So that is how you'll be able to connect, or you'll be able to find more buyers and suppliers on the Global Inker network. So this is another thing which I would request that you should also work on. It is not necessary that you have to do it every day. So even in a week, you can set a target that every week I have to find or network with 10 different businesses, and you can find them on Global Inker very easily and network with them. And that is how you'll be able to expand your network and generate more leads and inquiries for your business. So this is something that you can do it yourself. And the other part, which I explained to you earlier, that is where you are focusing on ensuring two things: discoverability and credibility for your business, for your product and services. All right. Now, this where very quickly, because yeah, this is where you can see this is how the signature is displayed. I was trying to show you earlier. So if anyone wants to connect with you on Global Inker or view your profile or understand more information about your business, they can simply click on this link and they can go to your profile and then they can connect with you. Now, very quickly, I'm coming back to Indian Business Portal because I promised that I will also be explaining how you can start showcasing your product or services on Indian Business Portal. So very quickly, the first step is obviously you have to go to Indian Business Portal, and then you'll see there is an option called Register as Indian Exporter. Just click on that and another page will open up. This is the page which will open up. Now, on this page, before doing anything, I would request you that you should scroll down to the bottom, and that is where you'll see there is a section called Frequently Asked Question. Here you'll see there's a link. Obviously, if you want, you can review the steps. But I want you to click on this link, which is tutorial video, which will open a tutorial video. It is a YouTube video and it is a fairly detailed one as well. So this is the video which will get opened up. Review this video. It is a step-by-step video. So you'll have a detailed explanation of each step. Just review that and you will be able to understand the entire process. And by reviewing this video, you'll be able to go through the entire process and create your online store, and keep this video open alongside. So at any given point of time, if you're getting confused, anything is not very clear to you, you can just refer to the video and clarify your doubt. I am not going to go through the video because the video is already available here, but there's one thing that I would certainly want to clarify here or share with you. Sorry, I think I closed that. No. So this is, well, let's pause this video. And if you go to the description of this video, that is where you'll find two links. The first one is this video is available in both Hindi and English. The default one which will get opened is in English, but if you want to review this in Hindi, this is the place in the description. You'll find the link. And the second is this compliance checklist video. This is another video that we have linked here in the video, as well as the link is in the description. You should also review this video. It will point to you what are the mistakes, or it will clarify to you what are the mistakes which can prevent your business from being showcased on Indian Business Portal. What are the mistakes or what are the issues which can stop your business from being showcased on Indian Business Portal, and how can you fix those mistakes is also clearly detailed in the video. All right. So please review this video. Also, it will help you in a way that firstly, you'll be able to understand what are the mistakes and how you can fix them. Because you create your online store, you put in all your effort, but for some like very small mistake, your effort is not getting you the desired result, and you're feeling like why it is not getting listed. So this is where you can go, and if you can find the answers to your queries. All right. So this is where I'm going to turn off the screen share, and we are going to break into the question answer round. Sorry, just give me a few seconds to stop sharing, and we will. Yeah. So we are back. I can already see there are quite a bit of questions in the Q&A, and the chat has also very nice exchange. I can see already 99 plus exchanges are already there in the chat. So firstly, I'll go to the question answer section. So the first question that I can see is from Mr. Kunal Gupta wants to understand how RCMC helps in startup business. So RCMC is FIO's registered registration come membership certificate, and it has its own advantages in terms of participation in international events, etc. Now, if you want to understand more about the benefits of RCMC certificate, I would request you that you should drop in an email on ibp@fio.org. I'm going to chat you the email ID. Just give me a few seconds to do that. So drop an email onto that email ID, and one of the FIO official will guide you with this question. They'll be able to provide you more inputs on how the registration can benefit your business. So just give me a second to I've chatted you the email ID. I'm also chatting it here in the chat with everyone so that it is there with everyone. How to check my products is banned or allowed on Indian business portal. India is banned or allowed in India for import. So this is where I'm like, if my understanding is correct, and this is an anonymous attendee's question. So this is where, if I'm understanding it correctly, you want to understand, you want to import certain products into India, and you want to understand whether it is allowed to import that product into India. So in that case, you can go to DGFT's website, Directorate General of Foreign Trade. They maintain a document where all the list is there of the banned products. So products which are banned for export from India and products which are banned for import from India. In fact, if you go to that compliance checklist video, which I was just sharing with you, in the description, you'll find the link of that page where you can go and you can check for these banned products. Vivek ji, this is where I'm trying to answer Vivek Mittal's question. So Vivek ji, again, similar to what I suggested to the other member a little while ago, I am more of a technology expert. So any question that is there on the technology front, I'll be able to answer that. This is where I will also request you that if you can drop an email to ibp@fio.org. I've already provided the email ID in the chat. One of the government official from the FIO will be able to help you with this query. This is more specific to a particular product trade, and an expert from FIO will be able to answer that query. Next question is, I think, is in Russian, so I don't unfortunately understand Russian, so I'll not be able to answer that. How does FIO have the service export? So FIO, as I mentioned earlier, this is not specific to a particular product or a particular industry. So any Indian business that is wanting to export or is exporting, it helps everyone. So just reach out to FIO on ibp@fio.org, and one of the officials will guide you with these questions. I'm also sharing that with you on the chat. Next question is from Mr. Paras Kumbar. Parasji, again, I would request you if you can send an email on ibp@fio.org, and we can understand, or a FIO official will be able to assist you with that. And FIO also has a platform called Ease of Logistic that may be of relevance to you, or something that you would want to explore. Next question is again from anonymous attendee. Wants to understand who decides the price. How can we ensure that we get the best price possible? So this is where, as a seller, you have the option. You can decide to show the price, or you can just show the product and hide the price. So you can do a price on request, and then an international buyer can connect with you. You can understand their requirement, and then return back with the quotation. So you decide the price, what I was trying to convey. I'm reading, just going through the questions. Danyanish Soul has asked to explain this again. I'm not sure which part of the discussion you have asked to explain that again. Can you please add the details in your question? I'll be able to answer those. Next question again from Mr. Paras Gumbar. Wants to understand how the platform is promoting in various countries. So this is where the Indian Business Portal is promoted by the government through various trade commissions and embassies around the world. So they are promoting it globally. In addition to that, there is search engine optimization and digital marketing effort also going in. But you understand this is not a B2C space like Amazon and Flipkart. This is a very specific or a niche trade. So the required effort is already going. And now the second part of your question is, how do you ensure the authenticity of the buyer? So this is where a basic verification is already happening, wherein the details of the buyers are getting verified, like their contact details, etc. However, we always encourage our members that when you're getting into a transaction with an international entity, you should ensure their authenticity. You should do whatever is required, whatever due diligence is required on your part to ensure that it is a genuine, it is a authentic organization. The next question is also of Shweta ji, and I've answered that question already. Authenticity of the buyer. How to know the buyer requirement? Any page where buyer posts their requirement? Yes, certainly. So if on Indian Business Portal, there is a page where international buyers are coming and they are posting. So where they are requesting for quotation. So there is an entire RFQ section on the home page of Indian Business Portal where you can go and you can review their requirements. Now, when the international buyer is connecting with you directly, obviously they will be sharing their buyer requirement with you. So they can connect with you over your email, or there is a contact seller option where they can send you a message that we are interested to connect with you, or they can schedule a meeting with you, like how we are meeting here digitally. So there are different methods or options which are available for an international buyer to connect with you. Depending on which option they are choosing, they will reach out to you and then they will certainly be sharing information with you. Now, the other option which international buyers sometimes take is that they post their requirement that, hey, this is what we are looking for, and these are the specifications that we are looking for. And as an Indian exporter, you can submit your quotation for their requirement. That option is available on Indian Business Portal's homepage, Date Center. You can go and check right now also. And very soon it will start appearing on your seller panels also. So where I was showing about the catalog management, etc., there also it will start appearing. So the moment an international buyer adds a quotation, you'll get a notification that a new request for quotation has come. You can review that and you can submit your quotation from your seller panel itself, right? So all that is already built. It is just in the implementation phase. Next question is Marishwar wants to, can we get the list of international buyers who have registered on Indian Business Portal? No, for the privacy concern, obviously we cannot share that. How FIWU is promoting to international buyers through the Chamber of Commerce, or for better reach. I am not clear on this question, Abhinavji. So this is where I would advise that if you can drop an email on ibb@fio.org, a FIO official will be able to provide you greater detail. How do you help in logistic part of the export? So on the seller panel that I was showing to you, that is where export services from Shipmax and Shiprocket are pre-integrated, and you can utilize their services to deliver orders to international customers. In some time, Indian Post will also be there on the platform, so you can utilize their services to deliver orders to your customers internationally. Next question I can read is from Mr. Himanshu Kumar. So, Himanshu, it is your decision whether you would want to register for EPCH or FIO. FIO is a Apex export promotion body, and EPCH is for a particular industry. So, it is your decision. Next question is from Amrit. Wants to understand how can we boost our products. So there is at the moment there's no advertising sort of an opportunity where you can advertise and showcase your products on the top. It works on the basis of performance, right? So firstly, how relevant or accurate is your information? It will have an impact on that. In addition to that, how actively you're using the platform, how quickly you're responding to queries or questions that are being posted, right? So your involvement, your engagement is taken into consideration. So as if there's a lead or there's a inquiry or in the search ranking also, when someone is searching for a particular kind of product. So we will obviously show product from a seller who's more engaged and more active as compared to someone who hasn't logged in for a month, right? So your performance is something that can help you boost your products. Next question is from XM Traders. Want to understand what is the registration fees for Indian Business Portal? It is absolutely free. There is no registration fee. Straight away go and create your online store and start showcasing your products on Indian Business Portal. However, many businesses, when they have to create this online store, which I was showing to you earlier, so they don't feel very confident that we ourselves will be able to do that, or I have competent enough or qualified manpower that can do that. So they are looking for services of a professional or agency that can help create a professional looking, a very nice looking online store for them. So that kind of service is also available. If you want to avail of that service, you can, I'll provide a link where you can go and you can submit your requisitions. So I'll also provide that link to you. Next question is from Himanshu Kumarji. Wants to understand how it helps in participating in trade fairs. So Himanshuji, this is where, as I mentioned earlier, I am not a expert on FIO. I am from Global Inker. So I would advise that if you can drop an email on ibb@fio.org, one of the FIO officials will connect with you and they will help you with the questions that you have related to fairs and exhibitions. So next question is from Vivek Ji. What digital marketing service support is to target international buyers are possible from FIO? So FIO has created this platform where you are showcasing your product, and Indian Business Portal where you are showcasing your product, and the digital marketing of Indian Business Portal is something that is being looked into. But if you're looking for digital marketing of your own, there are agencies available which you can connect with and you can market your store, or you can do it yourself as well. It is not that complicated anymore. So you can do it yourself as well. But if I have to answer your question, obviously for Indian Business Portal is where FIO is putting an effort to market the collective platform, but individually for your online store, that is where you'll have to work yourself in marketing that platform. Next question by anonymous attendee wants to understand if there is a place where we can go and check the competitive pricing. This is where I think, based on your industry experience, you can do a research on the internet and you can go. I don't think there is, at least for non-branded product, if there is a place where you can go and you can check. You'll have to research and go to multiple places and find that out. Next question, Abhinav Maheshwari wants to understand how PO is promoting Indian Business Portal to international buyers. So it is promoting it through trade commissions, various trade commissions that we have across the world, and through various embassies, which we have in almost every country. So through those channels, through the government channels, Indian Business Portal is being promoted, plus in PO being the largest organization, it has a vast database of international buyers that are directly being invited to come and visit Indian Business Portal and start experiencing and exploring the various products being offered from Indian exporter. So there are various channels that are being leveraged by FIO in promoting the Indian Business Portal. So digital as well as non-digital channels are being leveraged. Next question from anonymous attendee, and this is where wants to understand: does Indian Business Portal provide B2B leads of importers to Indian exporters, or just random leads? So, firstly, we are not in a leads sale business. We are not creating a platform where you're coming and you're showcasing your products to generate leads. Absolutely nothing sort of that. What we are creating or what we are providing to you is a platform where you can come, you can showcase your products, and international buyers will come. They can review your product offering, and if they think that your product offering is good enough, they find it attractive, they'll connect with you. There is no lead sale thing happening here. This is something which I've answered already. There are no charges at the moment for listing on Indian Business Portal. So you can straight away go to Indian Business Portal and start listing your products and services. Next question is from Shraddha Patel. Can we publish an online store with payment gateway, payment portal free of cost on Global Inquiry? Yes, payment gateways from leading providers are also pre-integrated onto your platform, so you can enable them. Now, there are no setup charges, obviously, but they all charge their own TDRs. So whatever commission they are charging, that will be deducted from the payment. Next question, Praful Sharma wants to understand: Indian Business Portal provide leads for product. So this is something which I've already answered. We don't sell leads, or we are not into that business. We are giving you a platform where you can come, you can showcase your offerings, and international buyers are coming. They can review your offering and they can connect with you. Or if they have international buyer has submitted a request for quotation, that's where you can submit your quotation. But unlike other platforms which are already there, I'm not taking their name, but unlike other platforms where people are just signing up for getting leads, nothing of that sort is happening here. Next question is from Mr. Suhas, and it is a fairly long question. That's why it took me some time to read it. So, Suhaji, this is where I don't think, because you are already already listed with APEDA, so you don't have to take RCMC. But again, as I said, I'm not an expert on that. So this is where I would suggest that you should send an email to at ibp@fio.org. I'm sending that email ID to you on the chat. So a FIO official will be able to guide you in a better way that what would be more beneficial. Now, with respect to your product category, I think you should start listing your products on Indian Business Portal as soon as possible, because there is a lot of movement happening on that front, agri product front. There are dedicated properties coming up on Indian Business Portal, which will promote Indian agri products. So you should take the initiative and try to be there to avail the first mover advantage, because a lot of opportunities are coming on Indian Business Portal, especially for agri product sellers. Now, this is a question which I've answered earlier as well. One of the member wants to understand, can we provide the list of buyers who are registered on Indian Business Portal? And I have answered this question also. Again, like, you are a business owner, you are going to a platform and you are registering yourself to explore the various sellers which are out there. I mean, would you like if we share your contact details with like thousands of exporters and literally thousands of people start approaching you? You would not like. There are privacy concerns and there are privacy laws in place. So certainly we cannot share international buyers list with any of the exporters becoming part of the platform. Next question is by Zamil Sheikh. So this is where he wants to understand which is the best portal to find genuine buyers for Indian exporters. So, I mean, genuineness, again, as I mentioned earlier, this is your responsibility. No one can guarantee to you that it is a genuine buyer unless you have like availed service of certain agency that have done a fair amount of due diligence, and they can certify to you that it is a genuine business. Other than that, no one can do that. And with respect to where you can go to find, so this is where you have to firstly be present at multiple places, so that international buyers, when they are coming and they're looking for you, you are present everywhere and you can be found. Next question, anonymous. Does FIO has partnership and logistics? Certainly it has. In fact, if you open Indian Business Portal right now, you have a banner on the top of Shiprocket, which is a logistic operator. So yes, certainly. Next question from Honest Enterprises. This is where this leads thing keeps coming over and over again. So firstly, we don't provide any leads, and this is something which I've clarified, I think, many times already, that this is where it is not like you're listing on a directly listing platform where they'll keep sending certain leads to you every day. This is where you are showcasing yourself, you're opening your shop here, and international buyers are coming. So this is like you're participating in an exhibition, an online exhibition where international buyers are coming, and if they think your products are interesting, they'll connect with you, and they can connect with you directly, or they can post a RFQ requirement and you can submit your quotation. Right now, it is up to international buyers. So if buyers from certain countries are coming and they find your product interesting, they'll reach out to you. So it is not like from certain countries you are specifying that, hey, I am interested to export to Canada, and then we'll filter out and only show your products to the exporters or importers who are coming from Canada. Nothing like that. There's an open platform. So if there's a importer from United Kingdom who is interested in your products, they can come and they can connect with you, right? We are interested, and it is up to you whether you would want to do business with them or not. Next question, Vivek Mittalji wants to understand if there's an international buyer coming and sending a lead, will it I get it directly, or I'll get it from FIO or portal? You'll get it directly, and there are like many ways in which they can connect with you. Next question is about export, import regulations, etc. How do we keep know? So this is where again, I would request please reach out to FIO on ivp.fio.org so that a expert an official from FIO can guide you with respect. And when you are sending your email, also specify the product category you deal in so that they can share with you what all regulations are required in various countries, and then you can work on complying with them. Next question is Rajan P wants to understand, can we have multiple products or can we showcase multiple products? Yes, certainly you can do that. Now there are certain repeat questions. I'm just going through them. There's one question that I'm seeing, how do we handle return if any? So this is your policy. If you don't want to have return, you don't have. If you are allowing return, and I don't think in international e-commerce anyone allows returns. Next question, Jatin S. Is it B2B, B2C? The answer is it is both. It is entirely your decision. If you want to do B2C, you can do that. If you want to do B2B, you can do that. If you want to do both from the same online store, you can also do that. And see, there's an anonymous question. They're having some trouble in listing their product. So I'm giving you an email ID. I'm just chatting you an email ID. Drop an email on that, and our help desk team will connect and help you with the issue that you're facing with your online store creation. Next question, anonymous wants to understand if there is a place where I can see the buyers and start contacting them. No, there's not a place. There is a place where you can see the RFQs from various buyers, and if they are of the relevant product category, that is where you can start reaching out, or you can start submitting your. So on Indian Business Portal's homepage, you can find all the RFQs which are being provided or which are being sought by Indian international buyers. So you can go there and you can review them, and you can start submitting your request. And if they feel that your quote is competitive, they'll select you and they'll share their contact details with you. So this is where I'm just quickly going through the questions because we are about to run out of time. I have to step into another session also. So this is where what we should do is I'm going to share my contact details here. So you can drop me an email and then I would try to provide a response to your question, or I would have someone from my team connect with you in case you're facing an issue or if you're facing a challenge. So that's where I will have someone from my team or from our help desk team connect with you. So I'm sharing my email ID here in the chat. So please do drop me an email, or if you have a question, then also you can drop an email to me with your question and I'll try to provide a response. Because this is where we are running out of time. I have to step into another session starting in next 3 minutes. So this is where we'll conclude the session. And in case one of your question was not answered, apologies for that, because the paucity of time, I'm not able to answer all your questions. But I've shared my email ID. Drop me an email with your question and I'll provide a response, or I'll guide you to a place or to a destination where you'll find answers to your question. All right. So this is where we'll conclude the session for today. Thank you everyone for taking out time and participating in the session. Have a wonderful evening and a weekend ahead, and greetings of Dussehra in advance to all of you.